Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. It is not a break now. I will say we have no breaking news. This is maybe the most important part of the conference. All parts are very, very important. But you know, the High North Hero 2023 will now be announced. We have had very, very impressive High North heroes. We have had in 2020, it was Felix Tschudi. In 2019, it was Robert Correll. In 2018, it was Mary Simon. In 2017, it was Scott Maynard. And in 2016, the first year, it was Paavo Lipponen. Sadly, in December last year, we received the message that Scott Maynard had passed away, just 63 years old. He has made a lot that is important for the Arctic. We remember him when he was here receiving his High North Hero Award. And many of you will also remember that he was the initiator of what you saw yesterday, the High North Young Entrepreneur. That was the idea of Scott Maynard. I will ask you all to have a moment of silence in memory and respect to Scott Maynard. This year, we started to search for a new High North hero, and we came up even with some new criteria. And the criteria was that the High North hero, and they have been outstanding, as you heard, that the High North hero should fulfill at least one of the following criteria. The nominee has significantly contributed to business development, societal development, growth, or employment in the North. The nominee has significantly contributed to new knowledge about the High North. The nominee is innovative and uses innovative methods to advance cooperation in the High North. The nominee has a significant impact in the High North locally, nationally, and internationally. The nominee contributes to diversity, equity, and inclusion in the Arctic, including, for example, gender equality or indigenous rights. The nominee contributes significantly to strengthening collaboration in the High North. So, it is not easy to be a High North hero, and it's not easy to evaluate who should be the High North hero. Happily, we have good friends and very competent people that could do that kind of evaluation. And the committee that has done that consists of Professor Lawrence Smith from Brown University, US, Project Manager Knut Harald Nygaard from Equinor, Executive Director Ian Liang, Institute of the North, Senior Fellow Jennifer Spence, Harvard Kennedy School, Secretary General Patty Burns from the Arctic Majors Forum, and Editor-in-Chief Arne Woholm, the High North News. And this committee was headed by Executive Director Arne Fredriksen, Arctic Frontiers. Therefore, it's a great pleasure for me to introduce or to ask you, Arne, to come to the stage and then tell who will be the High North Hero 2023. The stage is yours.
You know, if you're truly interested in doing good in the world, that the opportunity in the Arctic was something that the world was ignoring. And it was a direct result of that I began to speak about the Arctic and to talk about the phenomenal opportunity which is being presented there today. There are clear downsides to climate change, but there are also opportunities.
Whenever I speak to young people, I always kind of, leave a message. And the message is that, this whole process of development or dealing with climate change or dealing with environmental protection is a common goal.
I was so impressed by the young students demonstrating real competence. I think we can look forward to a new generation with a balanced view, environmentally conscious, that's sure, but also understanding the importance of economic opportunities being used in a sustainable way.
I was accused recently by a former prime minister who will remain nameless that she said to me, she went to, it's a president of a nation, okay, let's be blunt, in Europe. And she said, I've been now with you for about 4 or 5 years and interacting. She said, you are a prisoner of hope, Bob, and be a prisoner of hope. Don't worry about, I'm guardedly optimistic and all that. But hope is our future as humans. So I would hope that those who gather recognize that they are prisoners of a change, but it's going to be all nested in hope.
This is the Arctic, and there's a lot to be done here, and everything that can be done in the Arctic, whether all around the Pacific Rim, can be done here as well. Mm. And that goes for, of course, it's logistics, transportation, it's the potential which has come, about green processing. We are involved in the mine in Kirkenes, which we can talk about afterwards. Of course, the next step there is green processing, which I'm a strong believer in, and I think the northern part of Norway can be a lighthouse for that.
Excellencies, dear friends, on behalf of the High North Hero Selection Committee, it is my pleasure to announce the winner of the 6th High North Hero Award. The High North Hero is an award created by the High North Center for Business and Governance to honor a person, organization, or company who has contributed to highlighting or developing the High North region. The winner has been selected by an international committee of Arctic experts based on recommendations by the public. In addition to the recognition of the selected winner's efforts, the winner will receive a prize of 50,000 Norwegian kroners and a High North Hero diploma. Our committee received several excellent nominations. When assessing the candidates, we looked for candidates who have had a positive impact in the Arctic. Our aim was to award people or organizations that have worked to promote and strengthen competence, business opportunities, growth, job creation, and innovation. We looked for candidates who have contributed to diversity, equity, and inclusion in the Arctic. Dear friends, the 6th High North Hero is heavily engaged in research, education, and social and societal development in the Arctic through international cooperation. Enthusiasm and engagement for international collaboration have characterized the High North Hero from early days of their career, often focusing on challenges educators and students face in the Arctic. The 2023 High North Hero has been and continues to be a promoter for sharing ideas, knowledge, and competencies. The High North Hero's contributions to education policies, indigenous education, circumpolar education issues, and the role of education in the work related to sustainable development have strengthened Arctic-related research about knowledge creation. Simultaneously, their work has increased awareness about the importance of this research outside of the Arctic. Visionary in seeing possibilities before others and in advocating for the region, our 2023 hero has played an important role in developing University of the Arctic as an institution and platform for cooperation in the High North. Our High North hero is an inspiration for academics, analysts, policymakers, and students who possess love and passion for the Arctic. This year's High North hero receives the prize for their contributions to strengthening Arctic education, research, and building strong international cooperation within the Arctic. The winner of the 2023 High North Hero Award is Dr. Diane Hirshberg, Professor of Education Policy and Director of the Institute of Social and Economic Research at University of Alaska, Anchorage. It is my distinguished pleasure to congratulate Dr. Diane Hirshberg. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tak. Tak, for this honor. I want to thank the committee members and everybody who's made it possible for me to be here today. And that includes, of course, my colleagues at University of the Arctic, my colleagues at University of Alaska Anchorage, and so many colleagues across the North that I've been able to collaborate with. When I heard about this award, the first thing I said to them was, I'm gobsmacked, truly. And for those of you who don't know the word, you can look that one up. But when I looked at the criteria for the award, I was really excited to see that it explicitly values equity and inclusion and advancing cooperation and strengthening collaborations across the Arctic. One of the most important things that I've learned in working across the Arctic, and especially in collaborating with Indigenous communities, is the centrality of relationships, the importance of relational values and of collective thinking rather than individual thinking. And so in reflecting on this honor, I can say my own research is important, especially that which is focusing on equity and inclusion. But more important is my work around connecting students, early career scholars, communities, with their collaborators, with mentors, and the opportunities that support broad efforts at creating the changes that are needed to achieve sustainability across the Arctic. And I believe in the long run, that is what's going to have the greatest impact on the North. So again, I'm truly honored that you've put me in the same space as some of my own heroes, like Mary Simon. And I look forward to continuing to work with all of you on forwarding the goals of equity and inclusion across the North as we build more and stronger connections across our communities. Thank you.
Congratulations. This is great for us. You are in the right group. And we are, just to tell you, that there are two kind of conditions that have to be filled after the committee has made their decision. One is that the hero is coming to the High North Dialogue, when the committee made a decision, I knew already that you will be here. So I knew that that condition was already fulfilled. The second one is that the candidate has to accept to be a hero, and so far all have done that. But when I sent you the email, then she answered as she did. And we were very happy. Congratulations. And just to tell you that, that Diane, you will meet her, many of you will meet her often, but next year we will ask Arne Oholm if he might have an interview with you. What has happened with the hero during the year, and what has happened with the society during the year? We are already looking forward to that, so you should start writing your day book.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
An applaud for Diane. Now we are at the end of the High North Dialogue 2023. Or to be very correct, it is not nearly the end for everyone, because tomorrow many of you young people, and as you remember what I said the first day, it includes all of you. But some of you have been so happy to be accepted for the event tomorrow, the Generation Barents, organized by the Barents Secretariat and Nordland County and the Barents Regional Youth Council. I know that you will be working all the day, but some of you are leaving today. But if you have time, I will invite you to come back after a short break, because 10 minutes past 4, we will launch a book about how will the Arctic looks like in 2035. So you should, if you have the chance, be there also then. Then you will meet some of the authors of the book, some of the researchers, and you will also meet the State Secretary of Fishery and Trade. So I will advise you to be there. But some of you will leave after that, and some of you will fly far away. And I would like to thank you all who have contributed to the High North Dialogue 2023. Some of you have been standing here, you have been discussing, you have done presentations, we have had all these spaces of opportunities. In politics, you remember maybe the Prime Minister yesterday. We was in business. You may remember also Tara Sweeney. We were today into both the upper space, and we were into the ocean, and we were into education and research. So there have been a lot of sides events. So many of you have contributed in many different ways. We thought that the questions asked have been very, very important. And I have heard from some of those who have been here in the panels that they have been impressed that there have been so many young people asking questions. And that is because you are all young. So, but those who are extra young, you have raised important questions. So I hope you will work with that during the year. And as I said to some of you who are in the High North Dialogue Academy, when I met you the first day, I hope that this week will change your life. I hope you will have this week with you for the rest of your life, that you will have friends that you will bring with you in the next steps of your life, and that the reflections here have influenced you. So I hope you will conclude that this has been an important week. And there will be new opportunities. I hope that most weeks will be important. But next year, in 2024, there will be a special Arctic Congress 2024 here in Bodø. And this Congress will take place a little later than we are doing the High North Dialogue this year. it will be from 29th of May till the 2nd of June. So go into your calendar, make a mark there, 29th of May till 2nd of June. And the Arctic Congress, Bodø 2024, is some kind of what we call a kinder egg. There are 3 conferences going together. One is, of course, the High North Dialogue. So we will be there. We will put all our efforts into that Congress. And then it will be the Euro-Arctic Congress 2024. Maybe you have met the High North hero. She is very much involved in the University of the Arctic, Euro-Arctic. And they have their Congress every 2nd year. And next year, they merge it with us at the High North Dialogue. And then we have the International Congress of Arctic Social Sciences. They will also put their Congress in there. So we will even be more than 500 next year. We expect to be something between 1,000 and 1,500 people. If we should be more, we will find ways of finding rooms for you all. So you should already think about that opportunity. There will come more programs. The local hosts, they are Nord University and Nordland Research Institute, together with, of course, these organizations or these conferences. The teams will follow the program of Norway when it comes to the chairship of the Arctic Council. And now you have heard about that, so maybe we should say that together. You can all these four areas now. It's the ocean, it's the climate and environment, it's sustainable economic development, and it is people of the North. So you will be invited, those of you who are researchers will be invited to discuss these topics. Those of you who are involved in education and thematic network in Euro-Arctic, you will be involved to do that. And we hope to have a lot of business people. We have, and as I mentioned for you the sad news that Scott Minor passed away. He was planned to be here. I talked with him in October in Iceland, and then the idea was that he should be here. We hope to bring some of the leading business people that have been working and are working with Arctic issues here to discuss that. So you could find more on the web page. The web page is arcticcongress.com, arcticcongress.com. So if you go in there, you will learn more about the plans. So I will not say farewell. I will say seeing you here in just a few minutes again because of the book launching. But you know, this Congress or this conference has not been made by itself. I am so happy that I am the director of the High North Center, the owner of the Congress. But if it should be me that made all this, it would have been a very sad event because the capacity is quite limited. But there have been many people involved, and I will ask at least, I will ask 6 of them. There are more, but there are some who has done more than the others. And then I will ask the general of, as I call her, of the High North Dialogue, Benedicte, step forward, come up. And then I will ask Hone, who is the photographer, to come up. Then I will ask Andrei Kasakov to come up. I will ask Elena Sæter to come up. And I will ask Maya to come up. And where do we have Andreas Rasputnik? Where are you? Oh, you have to come up. And then I think you could stand up and you could give them a hard and warm applause. They have really deserved it. Thank you very much. They will receive flowers, all except, now because Andreas Raspotnik, he has to fly, and therefore we thought that flowers is not the best thing to use there, so it will be chocolate. Okay, thank you. Seeing you in just a few minutes. Thank you. Bye-bye.